And we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to the third day on the Freedom Challenge. I am super excited to be here, and I will try to contain my excitement because here's what happened. This meeting with you guys is my moment to connect with the world. As I share with you, I have been in a very awkward situation, quarantined with my family. It's full-on lockdown, level highest, which is a red zone. So this moment that I get to be with you, just sharing my message, sharing my book. Hi, Kim! My girl, Kim, I love you. So this moment that I get to come in and share my message and be here with this group of people willing to learn more, willing to free our body, willing to show up in a more profound and present way, it's my day. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be here. I'm going to ask you a few things. And you start hopping in, I want you to start a watch party. Hannah, my girl here, she's supporting me today. She's going to drop a comment to let you know how to do it, how to share this video. If you don't know how to do it, if it gets too complicated, don't worry, just follow the content. The most important thing for me is to get value out of this. But of course, we want to spread this message because as we said in the past, there is an urgency to reclaim our freedom. This has been such a tough year that has challenged our freedom in so many ways, like physically, like really physically, but also emotionally and mentally. And we are carrying so much heaviness in our heart. Karen, my love, thank you for showing up once again for today's episode of our 5-day challenge. So really, really excited. So what happened when we don't feel free? Why do we want to fix it? Why do we want to release this heavy weight? It's because when we do not come from a place of freedom, the decisions we make and the actions that we take come from another place, come from fear, come from anxiety, comes from sadness, comes from stress, comes from guilt or shame, and all these emotions have something in common. They're heavy. They're a heavy emotion. They're heavy on our hearts. They're heavy on our body, on our nervous system. So we want to release this heaviness. Otherwise, we'll be carrying it with us in the new year, right? So I've been seeing so many posts about can't wait to be 2021. I want to be done with, I want to be done with 2020. It's been an awful year. It's been a challenging year. It's been all of those things. But we cannot expect to jump into the new year and all these issues that we are experiencing just to fall off, right? We need to release the resentment that we have for what did not happen. And I put myself first in that line because ladies, I know there's maybe some gentlemen, but most ladies, I did not plan to have this kind of a release party. I wanted to be with you. I wanted to be, I have Kim here, I have Karen that are showing up. My God, these girls are like my heart. I wanted to be with them. They're my VIP clients. I wanted to pop champagne and whatever, hug them. Hugs is the thing I miss the most. So we need to release that resentment, right? We cannot carry it and through the new year. And also another thing that we don't want to do is we do not want to pretend that the next 46 days don't matter. And you know why? Because you matter. Your purpose matters, and your purpose should not be put on hold just because you're unable to experience freedom on a visceral level in your body. So I want to help you to reclaim that so that you can begin to show up, because 46 days may not be a lot, may not be enough to do a lot of things, but they will be enough to start some things, to launch an incredible journal, Miss Kim, to launch that retirement course, Miss Karen. It is enough to get our shit together. And I'm just gonna let myself loose today because I'm trying to contain the past 2 days. And those of you who know me, I tend to curse sometimes, but I will let it loose. So use these days wisely. So there's two things that I want you to know. One is that if you don't release heaviness, it's going to stick into your nervous system and into your body. And for the heaviness that you see in the physical plane, there's a whole other level of heaviness that goes on internally, right? And the other thing I want you to know is that we can start now. So we looked at some tools. I shared with you some tools, some things that we can begin to do. right away. But today, I want to take you in the science of it. I want to teach you how do we rewire our brains, because so many times I hear women say, oh, I just don't have enough willpower. I just sabotage myself. That's just how I am. And there's so much guilt and shame that is placed on our inability to fully succeed, when in reality, it might just be that our brain hasn't been wired to support our desire. That is super true when it comes to the body, right? Our body, our brain has been most likely wired by the diet industry that tells us that unless we restrict ourselves, unless we control our body gets out of control and we just gain weight, and we have no way to really control our signals, control our hunger, control our stimuli. But today I want to show you that in fact that's not the case. First of all, I want to tell you one thing. The body is not a fixed structure. The body is not like this pre-stable thing. The body is made 99% of energy. So yes, just show up. That's right, King, just show up. The body is made of energy, 99%. So if you take every little cells that in our body, each one of the 3 million cells in our body is 99% made of energy, only 1% made of matter. The 99% of each of our cell is constantly impacted by what? Emily, hi, I love you. It's constantly impacted by the information that we feed ourselves. We feed information based on our thoughts, based on our feeling. We feed information and the cells react according to that. So this is the truth. The body constantly reinvents itself. You do not have the same body of last year, and not because you're older, okay? The body recycles everything about our body, our skeleton, our stomach recycle every 5 days. Our skeleton recycle every 3 months. And even the DNA, the raw material of our DNA, right? The epigenetic, the raw material that informs our DNA, recycle every 6 weeks, which means that we are constantly changing and renewing and recycling our body. So the question comes, why some of us struggle with chronic condition? Why some of us cannot liberate ourselves from the same stuff? Hi, Alicia. Sorry, guys. I just can't keep my excitement when I see these girls. I miss them so much. And I see my girl, Lucy, too, whom I adore. I love you, Lucy. So our body constantly recycles, constantly renews, constantly recreates, constantly regenerates. So why do we struggle with the same stuff over and over again? Well, the issue is actually simple. Imagine that you're a filmmaker and you want to make a new movie, but you're using an old script, right? You're going to end up telling the same story over and over again because you're using the old script. You are feeding your cells. You're influencing your cells. You're influencing your organs. You're influencing the energy in your body, which is, again, 99% of it, with the same information, the same mental thoughts, the same doubts, the same inner dialogue. And by doing that, you're recreating the same thing over and over again. That's how you get this chronic condition. It's not because you don't have the power to change. It's because you have to rewire your brain to say different stories, right? You have to get another script in order to make a new movie. So I always give you this example for those of you who are my clients of what happens when you begin to go for a new job, right? And you leave your house and you have to go to this new job and you're actually paying attention. The first time you go there, the first 10 times you go there, you pay attention and say, okay, so I'm getting out of my house, I'm making a left, I'm crossing the street, I'm turning a left, I'm going straight, there's a traffic lights, then I turn right and then I park and I go up, right? But then what happens after 10 times, after 15 times? You actually get to that job without making the decision. You just automatically get out, make a left, cross the street, turn left, right? Get there, park your car, get up to your floor, and enter into that office or whatever it is. So if we want to change our job, right? If we want to go work somewhere else, if we want to have a different destination to where we are arriving with our body and with our lives, we have to change the path, the road we take. Now, this is literally what we need to do in the brain. We need to change the path that lights up in our brain that creates a connection between stimuli, a trigger, and a response, right? For example, if you tend to consume sugary food when you feel anxious, you're lighting up a neural path that connects the trigger, the anxiety, with the sugary food. And the first time you do it, you form a connection. And then the more time you form that connection, the stronger that connection gets. Now, the only way to change that is to change the connection, create a new one. And like you did at the beginning, the first time you take it, it won't be as strong. But if you repeat it enough time, your new connection will be so strong that will overpower the old one. And the old one would slowly disappear. So there is a video that Hannah here is going to play, and I'm going to talk you over the video. If it works, if it doesn't work, guys, no worries, I got this. So let's play the video and see. So here you see the brain, right? I want you to see this video and to begin to imagine that your brain is a dynamic map, right? And each time that you feel a certain way, think a certain way, you create a connection. You see that connection? That's it. That's the connection that you make between a thought, a feeling, and emotion. And what happened? You create a habit. Enough time creates a habit. That is nothing more than a pattern. But we light up the same path over and over again, we create that habit. Now, each time that we repeat that thought, right, you see how the line gets thicker. We light up that same part of our brain, that connection gets stronger and stronger and stronger. So what happened if we begin to think of something else? You see the blue? We begin to create a new connection that connects that trigger with a new path. We begin to take a new path. And the more time we take that new path, as you will see in this video, the blue line, right, is going to strengthen. It's going to strengthen more and more and more until the blue path will become the one road you will automatically take. And you won't even think of the white path anymore, right? That is the process that you're seeing right there of rewiring the brain. So as you can see, you have a habit. Let's say your habit is to feel anxious and to scream, and you can switch it by, I don't know, meditating. This is just a simple example, but you can do this with anything, right? So each one of us has this ability to create new connection in our brain. And through certain methods, strategies, and repetition, we can pre-wire our brain to set ourselves up for success. Because here's the thing, I never want you to get, thank you, Hannah, I never want you to get in a moment of your life where you feel like you have to control, you have enough willpower to control your cravings and live like that for the rest of your life. Because that's not, that's not how I want you to live. I want you to feel free. I want you to experience freedom, to release the weight, not try to force it out and lose it. And how do you do that? Amen, says Kim. Yeah, amen. How do you do that? You need to rewire your brain so that your brain can support you on a brain level. Right? And the whole thing we are doing in the book that you see, of course, behind me on chapter number 6, you're rewiring the brain. First, I set you up with certain steps, and then I teach you the whole science. What I just explained to you, just that simple, by giving you 12 really strong guidelines and simple one, that just by applying them, you will begin to shift that. And within 40 days, you will have a brand new brain to support your body. You will have rewired completely your brain to find ease around food, to release weight. And it doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be hard. It's actually restoring. I want to say something about that, restoring. We are not creating something that you don't know how to do. I am not teaching you something that you were not born with. Each child, and many of you are mothers, each child is born, comes into the world with an ability to self-regulate. What does it mean to self-regulate? To read the signal of hunger versus thirst, right? To know when a child is satisfied, when there are phases where the child needs more milk, other phases where it needs less milk, because the child knows how to self-regulate, how to read the body signals. That what happened? We forget. We go through this phase and we forget. So we need to restore it. These 12 guidelines will not program you to be Miss Perfection. It will allow you to restore the health that you were born with, that health that we forgot, because all those emotions, as we saw, our body's 99% energy, has been impacted by those all those trauma, little traumas, big traumas, thing they told us, a story they told us, that script that we have been reading over and over and over for the rest of our lives. So by starting to shift these guidelines, apply these guidelines and shift the stories, we get to rewire our brain and set ourselves up for success so that we'll never, ever have to try to control our craving again. My goal is to get you in a position in your life where you only crave what truly serves you. When you wake up craving what feels good in your body, that you crave the body movement because you are in the groove of experiencing that freedom in your body, that natural ability. Yes, let our own natural ability take over and guide us. But see, we cannot just do that, as Hannah was suggesting, with our intuition. We need to rewire. We need to get in there because we have been in that automation for so long. And it breaks my heart when I hear you, I just don't have enough full power. That's why I broke that diet. And no, honey, that's not the case. It's not because you didn't have enough full power. It's because you didn't even have a choice. And your brain is wired to react in a way, and you don't get the proper tool and support to rewire it, you're not making a choice. You try at the beginning, right? How many of you has been on a diet and was able to follow it for a while? But then you just fall off. You fall off. And the reason why you fall off, it's because you're pre-wired that way. So we just need to, rewire ourselves to support our self-regulating abilities and to feel at ease around food and to tune in the body. So now that I have told you about these guidelines, yes. Yes, Alicia. Now that I told you about these guidelines, I want to share something with you, though, that you can begin doing right away. Because I like each one of these days that we share together in this Freedom Challenge to give you value content that you can begin to practice today that will allow you to create that freedom in your body and to get one step closer to where we want to be, right? So I want to introduce you to one rule only. Are you ready? So the rule is, yes, the rule is the rule of the why rule. It's not so much what you eat, but it's why you eat it. It's not so much what you eat, but it's why you eat it. So let's take, for example, in the realm of food, but just so you know, you can apply this in the realm of your business or in anything else that you do. Use this rule. Let's say you feel a craving. You all of a sudden want to go and eat something. I don't want you to think I should not eat that, even if that one thing you want to eat is considered not healthy food. I don't want you to feel like it's forbidden to you, okay? Nothing is forbidden. You can eat anything that you want. In this plan, you release weight, you don't lose weight. See, there's a difference. You release weight eating whatever you want. But I want you to ask yourself why. And I want you to do it for two reasons. One, because I want you to regain an understanding of our signal, and two, because the reason why we eat something shows up in a different way we metabolize that substance. I can drink a glass of wine and I can sip it slowly and connect to the flavor and really feel in tune with my culture. Remember when my grandma used to take me in the vineyard, and I remember all that scene. I remember me as a child running through the wines, and then seeing my grandma with this bottle of red wine, and not that she would give it to me. I wish all the some Italian grandma to give it to their grandchildren, but that wasn't my case. But it reminds me of all the tradition. It reminds me of a story. It reminds me of this connection that I had with this amazing woman that was my grandmother. And so I can consume the glass of wine with that in mind, and kind of like going back there and allowing my body to bask into this much love. Or I can drink the wine as quickly as possible to escape, the discomfort of this moment. Now, the way that same glass of wine will react in my body, the way it's going to be processed, the way it's going to be digested, the way it's going to be metabolized, it's going to be very different. On one hand, it's going to be free, it's going to be celebration, it's going to be a ritual of connection, right? On the other hand, it's going to be escaping, forcing, attacking myself and telling myself, girl, you don't have the right to feel you're feeling right now. You don't have the right to feel angry. You're out of control. You don't have the right to feel sad. Let's shut this down. You see the difference? And that difference right there is what creates a difference in our experience and what creates a difference in everything that we do. That is true with food, and that is true with everything that we get our hands and minds on. So I want you to add this rule today, the rule of the why. Asking yourself why. Why do you want to eat that? Is it to enrich my experience? Is it because my body feels good when I eat it? Is it because I'm hungry? Or do I want to eat that because I'm angry? Do I want to eat that because I'm sad and I don't want to address that sadness? What else can I do to address that sadness? Because your sadness matter, your feelings matter. I don't want you to shut them down. And again, I said this yesterday and the day before, and I'll say it forever. The issue with emotional weight, guys, is not at all that you gain the extra weight. I mean, we can always release that. The issue is that you're using food to deny what's going on with you. You're using food to shut you down. And if you are shut down, you cannot be out there and be the most you and have the greatest impact in the world. And this world, ladies, this world needs us, and it needs us now. If there's anything that we learned this year, that nobody's handing us anything. We have to connect with that sense of purpose. We have to bask in it. We have to show up. We have to take on. Right? That's what we need to do. So we cannot hide the emotions. We need to let life happen through us and not to us. Through us and not to us. And Hannah is reminding me the book is coming out on November 17th. Free Your Body. The link is freeyourbodybook.com/now. I think. Yes, because my people are firing me because I'm not saying the right links. So I want to say it well. freeyourbodybook.com, I think, is not freeyourbodybook/now. It's freeyourbodybook.com/now. That is where I want you to go. So you know, now we said about this why rule. So I want you to just give you a brief recap before we move on, okay? What have we learned? On the first episode, in the episode number 1, we spoke about this urgency to find freedom. And then we spoke about 3 things we can shift in our mindset, 3 things we can shift in the way we think and believe and act. And one was redefine the way you see responsibility. Get excited about responsibility. It's awesome to be responsible. It's awesome when it's something that is on you, right? If things don't work and it's on me, then I have the power to change it. If things don't work and it's on them, what these other people did or what he did to me or what that other woman did to me, that there's nothing I can do. I am powerless. So yeah, be freaking excited about responsibility. Think of the hottest women on the planet and notice how they are responsible for the space that they occupy. They are not so-and-so's wife, sister, daughter. Yes, they are, but the moment they show up, it's full. It's on them, right? Each step they take, each word they say, each gesture they make, it's 100% present. So be responsible for being in your body. Be responsible for going for what you want. Be responsible for freeing yourself. The second one is confidence. We spoke about what it means to be confident. Confident is the ability of showing up in your truth without allowing those negative thoughts and doubts to prevent you from doing that, right? Because we all have those. So being confident doesn't mean not being insecure, right? Because that's what a lot of people think, and it's not. Being confident means hearing those insecurities, honoring them, and say, thank you so much. I'm still showing up. I'm still going for it because I matter, because my word matters, and I am here to share it. That's confidence. And then we spoke about choosing ourselves, our true self, that part of us that always thought and always will be, that whisper and sometimes scream that it's within us, that says that we are made for more, and that gives us chills when we connect to it, right? I see a lot of my girls here, a lot of my clients, when they share about their project, when they have these moments of flow, of creativity, is just, that's you, that's the true you. So we need to show up as the true you, not as connect and attached to the story of who we are, right? And then yesterday we spoke about releasing, the difference between losing and releasing, how losing somehow still puts us in the picture, holding on, belonging to whatever we want to get rid of, while releasing is the true freedom, is allowing those things that are covering us up to just fall into the ground. We thought about the idea of the angel in the stone, right? This beautiful figure, the version of ourselves that we desire already being pre-existing, under limiting beliefs, under stories, under layers. And our job is not so much to become somebody that we are not. Our job is to let go of whatever is covering us up. And weight, yes, even body weight, is often nothing more than a cover. It's nothing more than a cover. In fact, I want you to think about it as this heavy coat that you've been wearing on yourself to protect yourself from feeling vulnerable, from exposing your wounds, from feeling things because you're too sensitive and you don't want to go back there, and you didn't want to go back there. But here's the thing. Maybe when you were younger, you didn't have the tools to go back and heal those wounds, but now you do. Now there is no reason to protect yourself. There is no reason to hold back. There is no reason to be stagnant. You can let that go. You can release it. And the steps that we cover together with the book, you know, the one that you will have in the book that's coming out on Tuesday, will guide you to do that and feel supported in such a great way. Yeah, Kim is sharing how her daughter loves the angel in the stone. Her daughter is phenomenal. She's this super lucky, wonderful woman, Isa. She's 12 years old, and she's already lucky enough to have this content in their hands and to have a mother like him who is changing life and who I'm so proud, deeply proud to call my friend. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Really moved by that. So then today we spoke about how we use how we use the science, how we go back into rewiring the thing, and I gave you the why rule that you can start applying. And two more things I did yesterday. I shared with you how you could use your daily practices as an extra release. So even turning your showers into a moment to intentionally release the weight of feeling the water washing over your body, dropping all that extra resentment and stagnation and fear and disappointment, feeling each drop falling down your body and washing it off, using that moment as a moment of rejuvenation, of washing it away. It's really powerful. And also our sleep. Our sleep, guys, setting an intention before going to sleep, putting our phone aside, practicing sleep hygiene, which means not get on the phone until the last minute, which I'm often guilty of, especially recently. But, put it aside and use the sleep as a moment. Like, set an intention. Your mind is powerful. Your subconscious mind is even more powerful. So going back in there and say, hey, I'm setting the intention of continuing this process of release. Even in my sleep. So for those of you who are watching this video, I want to give you one more tool today, which is a meditation. If I don't remember if I gave it to Hannah, if not, I will make sure that we post it in the comment, and is a link for you to get for free a meditation to reprogram your brain to release weight. So for those of you who want to jump on that and begin the work, do two things. Go to freeyourbodybook.com/now, right? Get 2 free gifts that are going on only until Tuesday, because after Tuesday, those free gifts won't be there anymore. Go there now. And then get that meditation. Start practicing. Start on the rules. See what happens for you. Hit me up. Let me know about your success. Guys, I'm really, really doing this for the work. This started as the book, right? This whole thing started as the book. I reached out to Amber. I said, I wrote this book. I know the message is important. Help me share it. And she came up with a really cool plan. And then so many odds shows up on the way. And I'm going through a tremendous stressful moment in my personal life. But it is really about the message. I was faced with this question. Do I postpone it or do I show up for it? And I knew in that moment that the question was bigger than me. I had friends who were faced with another question. Do I get married with this man? I love you too, Emily. Do I get married with this man, or do I wait till I can have a party? Right? Do I have to do this or do I have to do that? And the reality is this, ladies. We all can wait for better times, but we do not know when better times will arrive, right? Sometimes you might have a better financial situation, but then something happened in somebody in your close family, immediate family, that might come up issues of all sorts of things. So the only moment we have available is now. And if you feel now, And I'm really speaking to you. I'm dropping into this truth. If right now you feel like you have that course that can change life, that product that can change life, that idea, if right now you need to have that conversation that feels uncomfortable, but that could make a difference, do it now. Do it now. Now is the only time. Now is the only time, right? And do it for the right reason. Think about that why. If you want to know more about the why, check out the TED Talk from Simon Sinek. It shows you how changing the why, checking the why behind your action can change and transform and fast track the success of your business. Make your why your core value as a human, as an entrepreneur, as a coach, as a spirit junkie, as a light worker, as a badass woman. Make that why the reason why you do things, and watch how miraculous life gets to be, because it's really not about that perfection. It's really not about that perfection, which doesn't exist anyways. So I want to thank you so much for being here. I love you all. I have a deep, deep, deep love for each one of you showing up, for my team, for Hannah being here and being such a sweetheart, for all NG family. And Hannah, really thank you. She sent me an email yesterday saying, you're doing great, you can do this. These are real people. So let's love our team. Let's love our families. Let's love our friends. Share, tag 2 of your friends right now into this video. Tag it right now. Tag 2 friends that need to hear this, that need to hear that they can do it, and they can do it now, and they can free their body, and they can free themselves. Tag them, share it. It will mean the world. Help me share this message. The book is coming out on Tuesday, November 17th. You can get 2 free gifts, 2 free gifts right now. But you want to buy it on the 17th. Help me out. The more of this book we get to sell on that day, the more chance people will be able to find it. Women that need this, women that can use this as a gateway to find that deeper connection with themselves. Because that's really what it's about. Our most painful relationship with our body can be the gateway to find a whole other thing. So it's bigger than being slim. It's bigger than, looking hotter. It's finding yourself. So thank you so much. I love you all. And I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is huge. We are talking about receiving, the one thing that is preventing us from being fully successful and from feeling constantly hungry for more. So if you're struggling with abundance, if you're struggling with body weight, if you're struggling with not feeling like you have enough, scarcity in general, chances are you need to heal and understand receiving on a whole new level. And I got it for you. I got it. I got that, and I will share it with you. Thank you so much, guys. And I love you.